Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one west. They're one west. They're one west.
All right. That's it. We're going to go ahead and jump into it. Let's clap it up. Select it. Let me check this sound one time on the other side. Make sure that this is coming through crystal. I remember one time I taught an entire class only to find that the audio was jammed up the entire time. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Good night. Hold on. Okay, yeah, we took that was I'll never make that mistake again. Won't ever catch me not, you know what I'm saying, checking the audio. Right, all right. That's situated. That's situated. All right, let's clap it up again, Akim. Let's clap it up again. All right. I want to say Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb to all the Akim. Yahweh Shamar Alathun Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai to all the Akwathim. This is Priest and Officer of 1,000, Aisha Allah, with the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We are under Commandant General Yohana, man. All right. We are under Commandant General Yohana. He is the head of this nation until Christ's return. You understand? Like that's just what it is. If it is not under Commandant General Yohana and the ISUPK, it is not the truth. All right. You are not in the truth. You are doing something else. You understand? A lot of people out there kind of do a rendition of what we do, but it's just not it. It's a knockoff. You understand? Those other things that, you know, look like us and sound like us but aren't us are knockoffs, right? It's like that you know what I'm saying, that fake Michael Kors bag, or that fake you know, Chanel purse, you know, that fake Rolex, right? Them fake Jordans. Right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Them fake Jordans, whatever you want to call it, man. Those things, you know, those are not the it, right? The ISUPK is the it, the home of the truth. You understand? Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, right? The original, the one and only, all right? We've been teaching the truth of the Bible since 1969, teaching the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that we are the Lord's chosen people, man, according to the Bible, according to history, according to present day current events, and according to future prophecy. All right. And we also teach that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. When we say devil, we are referring to one who is an adversary or one who is a deceiver. And I mean, damn, that is completely I mean, undeniable. That's not arguable. You understand who the enemy and who the adversary is to the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You understand? And the so-called Haitians, right? You know, they're our enemy is just, I mean, damn, it's palpable. Especially today, you look in the current events. There, you know, obviously historically, it's crystal clear who the enemy of the so-called Negro is in America. It's evident who the so-called enemy of who the enemy of the so-called Native Americans is. Right? Is that a big question mark for anybody that has attended a week and a half of school? Huh? You understand? That got holidays like Thanksgiving, and you dig into that. You just do a little teeny scratch, not even like a scratch and sniff sticker where you got to scratch it a bunch of times, then take a whiff of it to get the scent. I mean, you just touch it and you'll see, goddamn, what the so-called colonizer did, what the European did to the Native Americans was absolutely ridiculous. You understand? It was genocide, for lack of better terms. All right. And then we ain't got to talk about so-called Negro in America, the so-called Blacks in America, the history of, you know, our engagement and relationship with the colonizer and the European. We don't have to dig too deep into that to know that that was tumultuous, to say the least. And all of these things continue today. If you don't think that the damn so-called colonizer is the oppressor to the Lord's chosen people, the Hispanics, the so-called Latinos, I mean, damn, do you not have internet? How are you watching this broadcast and you are oblivious to the reality that the so-called European is the damn an adversary to the Latino? Like how blind do you have to be? But I could understand if you are somewhat deceived, because the individual who's oppressing these people, the individual who conquered and controls the narrative, you understand, for the most part, about what they've done to these people, he's very deceptive, very crafty, and very cunning in his ability to pretend like he's been a friend to these people, to pretend that he's an ally when he's the oppressor and the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. And that's why Commander General Yohana, you understand, under the the guidance of the Most High, has commissioned us to absolutely go out into these streets and to wake our people up to this truth. All right. Just like Christ and his disciples did. You understand? Just like Paul did, just like all, the prophets in the Bible, trying to wake up the Lord's chosen people to what it is that we need to do, and who it is, who we are, and what that means in terms of how we're supposed to therefore behave. Okay. So tonight's topic is a pretty straightforward topic. Basically, being woke and being so-called woke and being so-called conscious, that is not necessarily wisdom and knowledge according to the Bible. Okay, there is a huge disconnect between woke ideas and woke ideology and conscious thinking. A lot of that nonsense is in opposition to what the God of the Bible considers wise and knowledge. Okay, if you guys got any questions or comments, feel free to throw them in the chat. You understand? We will try to address any questions you may have as you throw them in there. Otherwise, you can click that attendance link if you on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. Hit that, hit that like button, share it if you can. That'll be too wild. All right. So we're going to jump into these scriptures, man. We're going to get a lot of this straight out of the Bible. What is that? 4 and 6. Let me get the book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. The book of Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. Make sure you're taking notes too. That's one thing that's kind of a lost art, man, or something that if you're not careful of, you understand, you'll mess around and waste an entire class. What you got, a memory like an elephant? Huh? Hell, with the attention span of people today, because of the way technology is and entertainment is, everything kind of is in one ear and out the other. Like it don't really stick like it's supposed to. So take them notes, man. Jot down them things. If you got questions or things you disagree with, jot that down too. And then you could either throw your question in the chat, or you could, contact the school nearest you, get some clarification, all that kind of stuff. All right. Anybody got that? Hosea 4 and 6. Ali, y'all go ahead.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6.
Go ahead.
My people.
Who?
My people.
Everybody?
My people.
The whole wide world.
My people.
My people. That's possessive. You understand? If there are things that are mine, then by default, there are things that are not mine. Is that fair? Is that too far fetched? Is that hard to comprehend? The Bible says that my people, the Lord, the God of the Bible, has a chosen people. I don't know about Buddha. I don't know about Allah. I don't know about whatever the Hindus are into. I don't know about Hare Krishna. I don't know about the Rastafarian God. Oh, the God of Christianity. I mean, he has everybody. You know, he so-called loves everybody, right? But the God of the Bible has a people, and those people are the children of Israel. All right. Go ahead. What about these people?
Are destroyed.
Are what?
Are destroyed.
Are thriving?
Are destroyed.
Listen, we are destroyed. We are in a destroyed state. We are in like we lived through a thing called hell as a people. As a collective group of people, the Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, our existence on this planet is very hellish. Our experiences, the things that are normal to us, the things that are, in a sense, universal to us across the board, right? Think about all the conflict that you lived through. That conflict that you lived through as a child, that trauma, if you were to take 10 other Black, Latino, or Native Americans and share your perspective with them, probably 7 or 8 out of them will have very similar experiences. Does that make sense? That's because my people are destroyed. This is what was prophesied in the book of Deuteronomy as to what would happen to the children of Israel. When you read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, I mean, man, that was one of the heaviest set of scriptures that I've ever read in my life before coming into the truth. You understand? When you hear about the children of Israel and how God told them to keep his laws, and if we do, we'll receive these blessings. Certain blessings would be upon us. But if we would go against his laws, if we wouldn't listen and obey him, it lists all these things that would happen to the Lord's chosen people, man. And if you get into that, man, it is everything in Deuteronomy chapter 28 is so illustrative. Like you can visualize Black History Month. You can visualize the colonization of America. You understand? You could visualize the goddamn ICE agents and what they're doing to the so-called Latinos today. Like you can visualize all everything you see in Deuteronomy 28. You can see it playing out in Haiti right now. And that's the Lord's chosen people. And that's the state that we are in. We are in a destroyed state right now. Let's find out why. Read.
For lack of knowledge.
For what?
For lack of knowledge.
For too much knowledge.
For lack of knowledge.
For being woke.
For lack of knowledge.
For being conscious.
For lack of knowledge.
Come on, man. For lack of knowledge, man. We are missing knowledge. It's the reason. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that word for means. It means like because. My people are destroyed because of a lack of knowledge. Now, here's the thing. We got the information age going on right now, right? What goddamn technology is on a whole nother one right now. I remember when I first started doing these speakings, you understand, coming into the school, getting some rank and having to speak and teach. I remember talking about how this is the information age. You know, you got the internet right at your fingertips. You know, you could go Google anything, you know, and get answers to anything. But now that has gone steps, leaps and bounds further than just doing a Google search and then having to read, you know what I mean, what the results are. Now they got this thing called AI. You understand? You got this thing called AI that is, it's got a lot of you confused messing with this AI. That AI tell you pretty much almost whatever you want to hear if you're not careful. If you don't have the ability to discern what's right, you know, if you don't know the truth, because even AI can be deceived. You understand? Even AI can be deceived. But we got AI get all kinds of information at our fingertips. Chat GPT, you got Siri, you got what is it, Gemini, you got Copilot, all this information at your fingertips. And we still destroyed? Huh? We still destroyed? all these movements, all these the feminist movement, the LGBTQ movement, huh? Goddamn, Christianity is a very old movement that is still very movementing today. Very full of movement today. But we still destroyed, man. Maybe all that stuff ain't the knowledge that the Lord's chosen people require to not be destroyed. Maybe that's facts. Just some facts that you look up, maybe some numbers, maybe some some did you know, right? But maybe there's something more that the Lord's chosen people require to not be destroyed. Read that again from the top.
My people
Uh-huh.
are destroyed.
Are what?
Are destroyed.
Read.
For lack of knowledge.
Are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Keep reading.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Because they what?
Rejected knowledge.
Because they did what?
Rejected knowledge.
Listen, rejected knowledge. Does that mean you don't Google stuff? Does that mean you don't, you don't got Chat GPTs? You don't got Hey Siri. You don't got Alexa. No, that's not what that means. We reject. So if we don't reject Siri, if we don't reject Alexa, we don't reject Google, we don't reject Chat GPT. But the Bible says we reject knowledge. Maybe Chat GPT ain't the knowledge that has us destroyed. Maybe that's not the knowledge that we have at our fingertips. We all got it. Sitting right there. It's accessible to us as long as you got internet. Maybe that's not the thing that we reject. What is it that we reject? Read that again. Because thou
hast rejected knowledge.
We reject knowledge. Man, we're going to get into what that knowledge is, man. We're going to get into the knowledge that we reject that has us destroyed. The knowledge that we are now without. I mean, it doesn't matter what we do outside of obtaining and owning and cherishing and committing to this knowledge. Outside of doing that, we'll remain destroyed as the people, as the nation. Read that. Keep reading.
I will also reject thee.
Yeah, ain't that something? Ain't that something? What a just God we have. We do him like that. We reject him, he'll reject us. Does he want us to reject him? No. But why do we reject him? I'll tell you why we reject him. Because the oppressor has deceived us into thinking that we can do without the knowledge of the God of the Bible. You understand? The oppressor taught us that. The other nations taught us that. And wicked leaders of our people have helped perpetuate that lie. They've helped sell that falsehood. You understand? They've taught us how to completely reject the knowledge of the Most High. And right now we are feeling what it feels like to be rejected. Huh? Imagine that. All the crying out to God by the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all the prayer hand emojis, all the prayer circles, you understand? All the prayer circles, all the in church they used to have these people called prayer warriors. When your family would be going through all the inevitable trauma that the Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans and the children of Israel are going to suffer, as you're going through those hells, they got the prayer warriors that'll come pray with you and your family to get through it. You understand? You're not going to get through it. You understand? Like these are the things that you might as well expect to happen if you want to continue to reject the knowledge of the Most High. Everybody understand? All right, for time's sake, we're going to drop that one. We're going to go to We're going to get into what the law is. All right. What wisdom is according to the Bible. Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5, if I could. See what happened in Cincinnati. Oh, come on, man. I'm not necessarily familiar with that. Like right now, it's like my timeline is flooded with that kind of abuse, Shell. I guess in Cincinnati, it says some black brother was jumped by 15 pale men. I mean, that's unfortunately, that's not surprising. Unfortunately, that's just Tuesday in the hells of America and on this earth when we reject the knowledge of the Most High. I'm a one. You got that? Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Read that for me, Baba Kasha.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5.
Go ahead.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
It said, listen, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, man. That's the law of the Most High. The laws, statutes, and commandments, you understand? Like those are the things that the Lord told us we should and shouldn't do. That Moses was teaching the people that we should and shouldn't do, according to God. He taught us these things. He told us what was best for us. Now, here's the thing. The things that we were taught by Moses aren't the things that were taught by Egypt. They weren't the things that were taught by the other nations that were round about the children of Israel that we lived amongst. What they taught was something else. Moses gave us specific instructions on what God expects of us. Everybody understand that? Read.
Even as the Lord my God commanded me.
Exactly. He wasn't just Moses wasn't Moses was very different from your politicians today who give you laws. Huh? Your politicians, your president, your governors, your senators, they give you laws today, right? Correct? But their laws don't come from the Most High. You understand? Their laws come from pandering to different lobbyists, pandering to different demographics that they want to vote for them. You understand? Like they don't give you laws that are from the Most High. How do I know? Because the laws that you'll get from them are in direct conflict with the Most High. You understand that? The LGBTQ lifestyle, all the laws that say that, you know, a man can do this with a man and a woman can do this with a woman, the God of the Bible is not on the same page as that. You understand? That law that Barack Obama passed saying that they could get married is not a law that was from God. But the laws that Moses gave us were directly from God. Everybody understand that? All right, go ahead.
That ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
These are things that we have to do no matter where we're at. You understand? Everywhere we are, we should be doing these laws. We should be keeping these laws that God gave us. He didn't give them to everybody. You understand? God didn't give these laws to everybody. I don't want to leave this scripture, but there's a scripture that says that God said, I have not dealt so with any nation, man. You understand? He gave us these laws, not all the nations, these laws. All the other nations can eat pork. You understand? They can eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. They can live LGBTQ lifestyles. You understand? They can worship other gods. They could worship Greek and Roman gods, and you know, all kinds of weird superstitions and, you know, vain traditions. They can do those things. We were given specific instructions that apply to us. Read.
Verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Keep therefore and do them.
Read that again.
Keep therefore and do them.
One more time, Baba Kasha.
Keep therefore and do them.
What is it saying to keep and do? Aliyah. Yeah, those laws, statutes, and commandments, those laws, statutes, and judgments, man. We need to keep and do them. That's the order. You understand? Like Simon Says, right? If life was a game of Simon Says, well, let's call it, the Most High says, right? The Most High says, keep therefore and do these laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
For this is your wisdom.
It's what?
Your wisdom.
It's what?
Your wisdom.
This is your wisdom. This is it. Anything you think you know, any philosophy you think you know what I'm saying, it's so, earth shattering and groundbreaking and just mind blowing. All that consciousness you think you're absorbing from the damn vitamin D from the sun, and you outside sun gazing, and you got your bare feet in the grass, and you think you're absorbing some type of information from the universe that is giving you some type of superior intellect about who you are as a Black man, Latino man, or Native American man, and you think you're conscious and you're woke, and God speaks directly to you, man. The ancestors are communicating with you, and the stars, my horoscope, I'm all into the damn the stars and the alignment and the months and all of that stuff, and Virgo and Libra, and those are oh man, because I know these things, man, I'm so woke and I'm so conscious, but you're still just a damn junkie. You're still a junkie. You're still a fornicator. I'll say that. That's a nice broad capture, all of it, right? Listen, you're still LGBTQ. Every letter in there is against the Most High, including that plus. All that, every last one, every single character is against the Most High. But that's your woke movement, your feminism, huh? Women out of order, women out of line. That's your wokeness. That's what the universe is giving you. That's what your heart is telling you that God wants you to do. Listen, you should keep the law, statutes, and commandments. If what your heart is telling you, if what the universe is telling you, if what you can sense in the atmosphere that your ancestors are telling you, if what they're telling you is against these law, statutes, and commandments, you should ignore it. That's the nicest way to say it. You should ignore that. You should not yield to it. You should not give it space. You should not go follow it, because that is not wisdom. Because the Bible just said, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom. Read.
And your understanding.
Your what?
Your understanding.
Your understanding. You get to understanding these laws, statutes, and commandments. Now you're not so stupid. Now you're smarter than a fifth grader. Now you're smarter than the damn dog that you abuse, that you have living in your house. You're smarter than the goldfish that you don't feed and you don't clean the damn tank. The damn fish tank in the house look like it's fish swimming in mud. This is the wisdom and the understanding and the knowledge that makes us superior to everyone else. You understand? This is the instruction manual that gives you the competitive edge against your adversary. Do you understand that much? I mean, I pray you do. Read that part again. For this is your wisdom and your understanding. In the sight of the nations. In the what? In the sight of the nations. In the sight of the nations. Who are the nations? Is that Israel or is that other folk? Aliyah? That's other folks. So here's what the Most High expects. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. we will be wise to follow them. When we follow them, the other nations will see us follow them. Everybody with me so far? All right. Keep reading.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say.
They're going to hear what?
All these statutes and say.
So they're going to hear all these statutes. So they're watching you. You ever felt watched? You ever felt like people are watching you? Listen, it is no secret that, all right. So you know how they say that the Israelites are the salt of the earth? Huh? You know how they say, like, we are the salt of the, with a flavor. Do you know how influential Black people are on this planet? How influential Latinos and Native Americans are on this earth? We are, listen, hold on. Why did that stop streaming? Try that again. Never mind. I'll just remove it. Okay. I'll remove it. Save changes. Yeah, the Lord's chosen people are so influential on this earth. Just think about like music. think about the music entertainment. Are you kidding me? What genre of music does do Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, or does Israelites not excel and influence the earth? What about sports? Huh? What about fashion? I mean, listen. What about inventions? Huh? Listen, these are things that Yosef, Father, forgive them. Yeah, I don't know what for, but if I'm effing up, I pray he forgives me. I damn for sure know that I'm supposed to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? And Christ said, "Be ye therefore perfect, as our Father in heaven is perfect." So I don't give myself the exceptions. Everybody understand that? All right. So it says these nations are going to watch us, man, and they're going to see what we're doing, and then they're going to hear all these statutes. When they're watching us, they're not supposed to watch us trying to sell drugs and become kingpins and trying to become, Frank Lucas and Al Capone. They're not supposed to watch us trying to become the biggest whores on earth, right? They're not supposed to watch us trying to become, the biggest unalivers on the planet, because those are things that are against the Most High. They're going to watch whatever we do. Whatever it is that we do, they're going to take notice of it. And they're going to try to emulate it. They're going to try to perpetrate it. They're going to try to mimic it. And what we've done is by not knowing who we are on this earth, instead of us looking to the Most High, seeing what he wants us to do and doing those things, we look to the one who oppresses us, and then we take on all of his destructive characteristics. Everybody understand that? We take on his hurtful ways and self-destructive ways and his greedy ways and his hateful ways. And they look at us do it, and we make it look cool. You understand? We make it look cool, and then they try to mimic the way we do the bullshit that they do. You understand? Like, everybody familiar with what I'm talking about. You understand? What would they call them? The wanksters? The wanksters? Like, it's a thing that happens, man. All right? But here's what's supposed to happen. It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes. So they're going to be looking at us. What the hell are they doing? And they're going to hear why we don't celebrate Christmas. You understand? Why we're not going to the Christmas party? Why we're not going to hit the blunt that everybody else is putting their mouths on and taking turns licking? Why you ain't licking the blunt? Because I'm not a junkie, and that's kind of LGBTQ. Not even kind of. Take the kind of out. That's LGBTQ, and I'm not LGBTQ. You understand? When you're not wearing rainbows and engaging in that type of lifestyle, when the women aren't rallying at some silly feminist rally trying to, you know, usurp authority over men. Like that feminist movement is so destructive in so many ways, because it's not that women can't be strong or aren't, you know what I mean? Like, women are supposed to be strong. You understand? The way the Bible describes a woman in the book of Psalms, I mean, it's like in the book of Proverbs. I mean, damn, Proverbs 30, a virtuous woman? What? You know you could be virtuous and not be a feminist. But we get led astray, man. We get deceived by these silly notions and these silly movements and this so-called fake wokeness and this fake consciousness that does not benefit us at all. Why doesn't it benefit us? Because it's not the knowledge and wisdom according to the Bible. The knowledge and wisdom according to the Bible is the law, statutes, and commandments. Keep reading.
And say,
Read that. Start with which shall hear.
which shall hear all these statutes, and say,
What are they going to say?
surely this great nation,
This what?
this great nation,
This what?
great nation,
Listen, man, imagine we turn to the Most High and now they don't look at us and call us niggas, spicks, and wetbacks. You understand? Now they look at us and see the lifestyle we live, the culture that we practice, the traditions that we keep, the God that we serve, the honor and the dignity that we have, the discipline and the restraint that we exhibit. Oh, they look at that and they're going to say, what are they going to say? Surely
this great nation,
this great nation, like no longer will they look down on us. No longer will they look at us like some scum. No longer will they look at us like some thugs. You understand? No longer will they look at us like some damn what they call them illegal aliens, huh? Read.
is a wise,
Is a what?
is a wise,
Is a woke?
wise,
Is a conscious?
wise,
Is a wise. Read.
and understanding people.
Is a wise and understanding people, man. This is the people that know what the hell they're doing. This is the people that have the best way I can describe what our culture is in comparison to individualism and all other religions and philosophies and ideologies and movements is maturity. You understand? It's just like, okay, surely they're the ones that should be in charge. Surely they're the ones that aren't going to smoke up all the money. Surely they're the ones that aren't going to gamble all the money away. Surely they're the ones that aren't going to get in arguments and shoot nukes at each other and try to destroy the whole damn planet over some pissing contest. You understand? But I mean, the nations that rule the earth now, I mean, that's what you'll get. You get fiscal irresponsibility. You get manipulation. You get oppression. You get people who are taking advantage of other people. You get the violence. You get the wars. You get the talks of nukes. It's happening right now. Huh? What Russia and China just said, hey, y'all let the word nuke come out your mouth one more time. It's in the news. Listen, as when I was a kid, I used to hate the news. You understand? When I was a child, I used to hate the news. Like the news was just something that was unbearable to be on TV. It just wasn't of interest to me because I was a child. But I'm no longer a child. Not only am I no longer a child, I'm a priest and officer in the ISUPK on the Command of General Yohana, which is the home of the truth. And I have a responsibility to be aware of what the hell is going on this earth. Because, I mean, these are the signs of the times, man. These are the things that Christ told us to look for his return. This third woe, this third destruction, this third war, this third world's war is absolutely relevant. And as this is so relevant to Christ's return to come back for his people, I mean, we got people who are woke and conscious instead of wise and knowledgeable. You understand? This is not the time to be woke and conscious. This is the time to be wise and knowledgeable. Does everybody understand that? All right. So lock you. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump to Psalm 111 and 10. Psalms 111 and 10. We're going to see what the Bible says about being woke versus being actually, yeah, we'll do that one. Then, yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead and get that one. Aliyah, you got it? Go ahead, read it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10.
Go ahead.
The fear of the Lord.
The what?
The fear of the Lord.
The fear of the Lord. See, that right there lets you know that you can't go to the Christian church to try to find, the Most High. You understand? Read.
Is the beginning of wisdom.
Is what?
The beginning of wisdom.
One more time.
The beginning of wisdom.
Read it all together from the top. I ain't going to interrupt you.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Get that through your head, Christians. God ain't your friend. God ain't your buddy. God ain't some lover of yours that you can cheat on and get away with it. You understand? He ain't some girlfriend or boyfriend that you could just delete your damn text messages and it's as if nothing ever has been said or happened. That it doesn't. He doesn't operate like that. Fearing, like if you fear the Lord, you would never cheat on him. You understand? You will be absolutely faithful to him. The Christian church has taught us that God is just all merciful, all loving, just full of just good things, huh? I don't know why the Christian church acts like God can, like everybody who prays to God and gives money to the pastor can be millionaire. Yeah, like God is just like a genie. You know what I mean? That everybody can just rub as many times as they want. Like, how they get away with keeping this up? I mean, it's kind of beyond me, you know? Well, I guess it ain't necessarily beyond me. There's scriptures about it. The Bible says that of this type, they lead captive silly women. You understand? Laden with sins and diverse lusts. Like, that's what's going on with that part. Like, it's God ain't all love. He ain't all friend. Like, he ain't all just bliss. God will destroy you. You understand that? The children of Israel, damn for sure, need to understand that and get that through our heads. We live in ghettos, barrios, and reservations because God ain't playing with us. You understand? God is not satisfied with our conduct, and that's how we know. Those things you consider generational curses, ain't that something? There's a thing called generational curses that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans understand, man. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans understand the generational curse and ain't like damn, a punishment that spans generations. Like, come on, like, imagine going to jail and the judge gives you 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You go to court, judge gives you 10 years for a crime you absolutely committed. I ain't talking about, false accusations or, crooked cops. I'm not talking about crooked detectives or an unjust penal system or judicial system. No, I'm talking about you did a crime and now you're doing 10 years for that crime. I mean, damn, what is 10 years to generation after generation after generation of punishment? Now that's a judgment for that. That's a judgment for you there. When your kids are going to suffer because of the sins you commit, your grandkids are going to suffer because of the sins you commit. Your great grandkids are going to suffer because of your disobedience to God, because of your stupidity in the name of woke and consciousness. That's rough. Read that again, Amawan.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. We got to fear God, man. And you want to know what's funny, right? It's not funny, but you want to know what's interesting? The LGBTQ community. What is that? What is their symbol? What is the symbol for the LGBTQ community? Amawan? The what? The what? The rainbow. Interesting. Is the rainbow significant in the Bible? You're wrong. You're wrong. Aliyah. Is the rainbow significant in the Bible? No sweat. Anybody online? Is the rainbow significant in the Bible? Does it have any relevance in the Bible? Does it symbolize anything? Was there anything about the rainbow? Time's sake, I might have to just give it to you. This is what this world does to the Most High. This is what woke consciousness does in the face of the Most High. Long story short, I'll just give it to you. There was a brother named Noah who lived on this earth. He had a family. The earth was wicked and disgusting and terrible and ridiculous. God said, I'm going to get rid of everybody. You understand? I'm going to get rid of everybody. And Noah, it's going to be up to you, and your family and your sons and their families, their wives to basically repopulate this earth. I'm done with these suckers. He floods the earth, gets rid of everybody except for Noah and his family. And then there's a rainbow. There's a rainbow that the Most High sends to remind Noah that he won't flood the earth again. He won't do that again. You understand? I'm not going to flood the earth and wipe out humanity. I'm not going to do that again. So that's the rainbow. The LGBTQ community takes their wickedness and they stamp one of the Lord's symbols, one of the Most High symbols on their movement, on their woke movement. Listen, that's bold. Those are people who do not fear the Lord. Is that fair to say? Read that, finish that one more time, and then we'll move on.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Let me get the book of Isaiah, chapter 48? 40, verse 10. Isaiah 40 and 10. I'm going to double check that just to make sure. I got the sloppiest handwriting. Nope, Salaki. I think it's 48. Isaiah 48 and 10. No, that ain't it either. Salakia, what is going on? Give me 1 second. 47. Damn. How does my 7 look like a 0 and an 8? Listen, that's a rough one, y'all. 47. Okay, I see the little. I didn't know if that was like a little ink drag. You know, sometimes the ink, like a whatever. Let's read that, if you could, Baba Kasha.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
Read that again.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
For thou, you, hast trusted in your wickedness. You trust your wickedness. Huh? All these wicked pastors out here, everybody that thinks that God is talking directly to them, you understand? That God just, that they don't gotta follow, they don't gotta go get taught what God says according to the Bible. They can just read the Bible for themselves and just, those individuals that just feel like they can, just listen, just close their eyes and what's that meditation joint they do? They close their eyes and they sit like Indian Salakia. They sit with their legs crossed, crisscross applesauce, right? They just sit there and just close their eyes and they just, they're probably going to smoke a bunch of weed first, right? So that they can hear God more clearly, right? And they're going to sit there and listen. And they're going to hear all kinds of wickedness. And they're going to say, yes, surely this is what I must do. You're going to trust in your wickedness. Read.
Thou hast said, none seeth me.
None seeth me. Don't nobody look for God for real. You looking for God in the stars? Huh? You looking for God in the months? You looking for God in your birth date? In your damn horoscope? Because you were born in November, you looking for God as a Scorpio. That's what you're doing. Like that's what you're doing. But God says you're not seeing me. That's not where, like, I'm not a horoscope. God ain't no he's not he's not your ancestors. He's not your heart, for damn sure. God ain't your heart. God ain't your silly ideas in your head, your voice in your head telling you to do whatever it is that you feel like doing. Because here's what you're going to do. You're going to tell yourself that anything that feels good to you to do is okay to do. God's not like the God of the Bible is oftentimes very much against those things that are just pleasurable to you. You understand? Those things that just feel good to you, those things that are easy to do. It's going to be a battle. The Bible says that those that come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Why would you have to? I bet you being the God of you, I bet you following your heart never suffers temptation. You never have an inkling that you want to do something, but you refrain from doing it when you are your own God. I know for damn sure in Christianity, you don't have to refrain from doing anything. How do I know? I was a Christian. Yeah. And what I was very careful to understand about Christianity is it doesn't matter what you do. You just say, God, forgive me. And that was easy. Well, God damn. What won't you do? God, forgive me. That's why everybody that's on trial for murder is wearing a cross. You understand? God, forgive me. Well, the court system don't work like that, do it? Keep reading that.
Thy wisdom.
Read that again.
Thy wisdom.
Whose wisdom?
Thy wisdom.
Thy wisdom. I'm going to read that again from the top. I want you to emphasize thou and thy every time you see it. I want you to like hit that hard so they can hear that. Baba Kasha. Uh-huh.
Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10. For
thou, read.
Hast trusted in thy wickedness.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Your religion is your wickedness. All of them. Every last one of them. Your religion, your philosophy, your idea of what is what your idea of spirituality is wickedness. Read.
Thou hast said, none seeth me.
None seeth me. Don't nobody see the Most High. Don't nobody want the Most High. You understand? What did it say in Hosea? Thou hast rejected knowledge. You reject God. You ain't seen the ISUPK on the street corner in your city, huh? You ain't seen the ISUPK on your social media feed as you're scrolling. I know you have. You know how I know you have? Because you're here, dum-dum. You're hearing this, ain't you? And you'll reject this. You won't see that what's being said now is what God once said. That we have to obey his law, statutes, and commandments, man. Period. That's the wisdom. Instead, we want to go jump on whatever trend is popular now. Our God is whatever is popular. That's what we prefer. Whatever is most popular now, whatever everybody else is doing, that's what we want to do. Or whatever is new. They had there's a movement called ADOS. African descendants of slaves in America. It's this movement where black people are trying to unite. But what can you unite under? What the hell? How can y'all get on the same page? One believes LGBTQ is absolutely beneficial to one to participate in. Another believes that it's destructive to the family structure. Huh? Well, how are we? How can we move as a unit? How can we be on the same page? How can we be on one accord? We got different philosophies. You're following the philosophy you like. I'm following the philosophy I like. We're both African descendants of slaves. See how that don't work? That's not wisdom. Keep reading that.
Thy wisdom.
Your wisdom, read.
And thy knowledge.
And your knowledge, read.
It hath perverted thee.
What did it do?
Perverted thee.
What did it do?
Perverted thee.
What does perverted mean? What does perverted mean? Here we go. See, man. Yeah, we can read that. We can read that. I'm gonna want hand me that Zondervan Bible Dictionary while y'all look that up real quick. I'm gonna try to pull it up in here. This is the mini joint, so I don't even know if it'll be in here. Should have got one of y'all to look this up. One second. Doobity-doop-doop-de-doo. It's a lot about Peter in here. I'll tell you that, man. Oh, shit. I did that wrong, didn't I? P-E-R. 1 second. Perseverance. Do. Yeah, that's it. It ain't in here. It's probably in the full joint. No sweat. We'll get to it. What's the definition of perverted? Salakia. Go ahead.
Alter something from its original course, meaning or state to a distortion or corruption of what was first intended.
Perverted?
Pervert.
Perverted.
Perverted.
Yeah, it's an adjective, not a verb. Okay, go ahead.
Characterized by sexually abnormal and unacceptable practices, or tendencies.
Unacceptable practices and tendencies. It ain't just talking about the sexual part, but just unacceptable practices and tendencies. There are things. So with that in mind, this is something that is unacceptable. It's an unacceptable practice or tendency. Read that again, Amawar.
Thy wisdom and thy knowledge,
Your wisdom and your knowledge. Read.
it hath perverted thee.
Has perverted thee, man. You understand? You are your worst enemy right now. You thinking that you know something that's outside or against the God of the Bible and what he says we should be doing, you're perverting yourself. Like you're being abnormal, Israel. You're being abnormal. Read.
And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
So you become a God unto yourself. Salakia. And that's the thing that Christians don't realize that they're doing. Every Christian that believes, tell me if you've ever heard Christians say this. A Christian will say, I have my own personal relationship with God. Is that a thing Christians say? Huh, chat? Is that a thing that Christians believe, that they have their own personal relationship with God? What they say, only God can judge me? Because I've got my own personal relationship with God. If if God if God ain't telling me that it's wrong, while I'm smoking a blunt, getting closer to him, then it must not be wrong. While I'm shooting up and doing a line of cocaine, then I'm not doing anything wrong. If God's not telling me I'm wrong, okay, we'll see what that overdose hit like, huh? We'll see what that overdose hit like. We'll see what that dementia hit like in a few years. Y'all don't think that overuse of cannabis, the way you potheads indulge, is destructive? Keep on. Keep on. It's a herb. You Rastafarians are terrible with that nonsense. You Rastafarians are doing a damn disservice to your lungs, your breather. What are the carcinogens doing to your lungs? Huh? You telling me that's a healthy lifestyle? You can't be serious. That LGBTQ nonsense? Well, God didn't stop me from, touching that man. Okay. We'll see what. Let me know how the monkeypox hit. Let me know how that HIV hit, and tell you gonna contract HIV, and then you gonna want the church to pray for you. You gonna want them prayer warriors on deck, ain't you? Come on, man. We got to do better. We got to wake the hell up. We can't sin against God and disregard all his wisdom. Like our fear of him is supposed to be the thing that fuels us to not do these things. Like that's supposed to outweigh the beneficial, like the perceived benefit of temporary pleasure. You understand? Because God don't forget that temporary pleasure, especially when it's a smack in his face, especially when it goes against what he said you should do. He don't take that lightly. How do I know? Because of all the damaging consequences of these lifestyles. Everybody understand? All right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to maybe do a part 2 next week, man. That we don't run out of time, But yeah, that's about as much as I can do, man. That's about as much as I can give you for right now, man. All that woke and so-called consciousness. Ask Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar is King Kong consciousness. Huh? Dr. Umar has been King Kong consciousness for oh, that's crazy. They really gonna do that? Hold on one second. Hold on. Say that again. That's a new one. B. What's that last character? Is it C or Z or what? Why it sound like a Oriental Slovakia? That's crazy. It was C. But why would you do something that's so like on the borderline? But yeah, Dr. Umar, he been King Kong consciousness for over a decade, huh? He done swindled the black community out of millions of dollars, huh? In donations for a school for black boys. Was since about 2010 he's been raising money. I don't know if Dr. Umar knows, but it's 2025. And there is no operational school. There's a building that he purchased. You understand? And my understanding is he is behind on the taxes on said building because he's had the damn thing for about 6 years. Ain't paying no taxes on the buildings. It's getting ready to get repoed. I don't know if it foreclosed or whatever it is. They're going to take the damn building back. But there is no school. Dr. Umar is begging for money because he is a drug addict. He's a drug addict that has smoked up the black community's money under the guise and promise of his conscious awakening that because he is, and he's not even a descendant of Frederick Douglass. I know he closes his eyes and smokes Swisher Sweets and does, and then thinks that he's a Frederick Douglass descendant and then names a school after him. But he's lost all his money. Now they froze his bank accounts because of his what do you call it? His suspect money-making scam that he's running and operating right now. His bank accounts have been frozen, and he's begging for money by alternative means. You understand? He's got his own little. I can't even say it's not a GoFundMe, but he wants you to. I don't know, mail him checks. I don't know what the hell he wants you to do. He wants you to send him money. He wants you to run them donations even still. But this is what consciousness will get you. This is what being woke will get you. This is what Christianity has gotten us. Jamal Bryant loves Cam Newton's oily, shiny legs. You understand? This is like TD Jakes is a power bottom. You understand? Like this is our leadership. These are the people we follow. This is the example for the Most High. Nah, this ain't the example for the Most High. Everybody understand? The only example for serving the Most High that you're gonna find on this planet is in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. All right. So we're gonna get back to another, next week, we'll maybe do a part 2 of this one here about this so-called woke nonsense. Probably bring out some more current events. I touched on a few of them just by name, but goddamn, it's this woke nonsense needs to leave. You know what I'm saying? So-called conscious community, like there is nothing conscious or intelligent about the conscious community. Like it's just it all fails. It was a dude named Brother Polite who was so damn conscious and so damn woke and so full of his own perspective on spirituality and whatnot. And I mean, he's a child abuser who will be in jail for a long time. All right, you understand? For doing something to his stepdaughter. And I'm talking about DNA evidence supports the allegations. Not to mention timelines and stuff like that. I mean, the man's just ridiculous. This is a person who is perverted by his own wisdom. Everybody understand. Don't you be the same. Come get the real wisdom of the Most High. Come find out what the Most High wants you to do as a Black, Latino, or Native American. Don't go try and, you know, march to the beat of your own dumb drum. Don't do that. Come find out what it is you're supposed to do from the real priests and prophets of the Most High. Everybody understand? So with that, we got another class coming up at 7 o'clock. I'm going to get out of the way for that. Right here on the same channels, ISUPK Eastern Shore and ISUPK Baltimore. Got Maryland on lock, despite what any other religious institution might have you think. They do not have the truth. Therefore, they do not have wisdom and knowledge, man. Not the wisdom and knowledge that liberates and frees the people, all right? So with that, I want to say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Baraka Thumb to all the Akim that tuned in. Yahweh Shamar Alathun Ba'Shem Yahushua to all the Akwathian. Shalom, Israel.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're